This episode of Wisdom and Wellness is proudly brought to you by Dischem Delivered, from us to you on demand.
Hello, Wisdom and Wellness family. Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited about today's episode. Something completely different, I think, to almost end of the year. And it's in response to all your questions, your inquiries that, Mpoomy, please talk about friends. And so I brought on two friends who had a little bit of a thing. If you follow the one on Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about. But today I am sitting with Ntokozo and with Sindy. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hello. How are you guys?
We're good.
I'm
good. Yeah.
So let's start with you, Ntokozo. Introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? What's happening in life?
I'm Ntokozo Momakwe. I'm a mother of two, wife to one.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm an analyst at ED Platform, and I do administration on the side. I work with groups, gospel group We Will Worship, and I also work very closely with natural hair product range, Marble Tribe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you do with the natural?
So I assist her with admin as well, and just getting all her logistics.
So
in
let's have
place,
to make gift your admin.
Ma'am, she is the
Yes.
G. As in, like, I don't understand why she doesn't have a consulting company.
Okay.
Like,
Whoa.
We set it up now. When I need assistance in Zogbi's again.
thank
Sindy,
you.
guys, this is all introducing, but continue.
Hectic. Hi, I'm Sindy, Mr. Nacho. Yes. Yes. I am a wife, obviously. I am a mother of 3 cubs, beautiful cubs. I am an events director at Every Nation Rosebank. I also work for We Will Worship, behind the scenes. That's where you'll find me. I have a baby clothing company called Baby Z. I also have a events company called Gold Dust Co.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
Gold Dust Co. Yeah, and I'm a fun person. I'm a very fun person. Yeah.
Okay, wait, guys, when are you doing all of these things? Because I think each of you listed at least like 3 job titles. This is now excluding being a mother and a wife. When are we doing all of these things?
You know, for me, I think the reality now is about expansion and creating employment for people,
Okay.
you know, because it's a lot,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm one person and I get tired. So with everything that I am doing on the side from the entrepreneurship point of view, I'm looking to actually get people that I can work with, people that I can employ, and people that I can train up, you
Yeah.
know, because I have a bakery as
Yeah.
well and a baby clothing line.
Hey, guning. It's a salad.
You know what? I'm of the opinion that if God trusts you with one gift and you do the most
100%.
with it, He will just keep throwing all these gifts until you're just like, okay, now. Hold
Like what
on.
I usually say is like, Jesus, I said use me, but I think you're doing it.
Yeah.
Going overboard.
Okay, I've got an
Yeah.
icebreaker for you guys. So you guys, yours is going to be a little different. Who's more likely to break out in a fight?
Cindy.
Me.
Have you ever broken out in a fight?
Yes, you have. At school.
Yes, at school. Actually, I beat up a boy and put him in hospital. Broke his neck.
Hospital.
Yeah.
Tell the whole story when
Do
you
I
say it
wanna
like
know?
that.
So no, I mean, okay. So my other name is Dorcas, right?
Okay.
And so
Ntokozo. Okay.
yeah. So in high school, not in high school, primary school life, I actually don't like the name.
Yeah.
Because I used to get teased a lot about that name.
Yeah, yeah.
Dork ass, dork, doofy.
Oh.
So this guy, fam, stop. No, he just continued.
Just like that.
That's in Zogland.
So,
So, and then I broke his neck. Yeah.
I want to say I love it, but I don't condone violence. But you know
No,
what?
that was before
But you know what?
Jesus.
Yeah, but you know what? Stand up for yourself, girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So who's more likely to dress up for a girl's night out?
Cindy.
Cindy. I told you. I done told you.
Okay. Cindy's more likely. So you don't dress up? You don't like dressing up?
Not really. Most of the times that I do, it's with Cindy and my other friend, Ukinelo.
Okay.
I like to stay at home.
Okay.
Introvert.
Who is the freakiest with their husbands?
Okay. Yimi.
Go futhi. How do you
man.
know those? Utola guthi, you think you're the freakiest, but
Because
you
of-
don't actually know her.
So I see the conversations that me and her have. So one, actually, you're speaking about this earlier today. Like her least love language is physical touch.
Really? Do you know why?
I have no idea. Actually, I don't know. Even, I mean, as a child, I didn't like to be touched.
Really? Are you a hugger? No.
No.
Don't hug me. Don't.
Don't do that.
I
Don't
try.
touch
I mean, I'm getting better because it's my husband's love language, you
Oh,
know.
jeez. It's always the case, though. Like, always opposites, right?
So I'm trying, you know,
Yeah.
even with the kids sometimes, I'm like, I love you. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, so please give us your own more likely gay, because I clearly failed.
What? I don't know.
Who's more likely to have more order?
Me. There we go.
No, what do you mean, ma'am? Okay, no, she's good at admin, so
Yeah,
yes,
so
I'll give it to
you're
her.
likely to
I'll
But
give
I
it.
more
am
order.
still more orderly than you, friend.
I don't know about that, but okay, it's fine. It's okay. Like she's
She
got
had
it.
the laptop, and she kept checking the laptop, so I'll assume she's the one who's got more order.
I've got my phone, all my
got your
emails on my phone.
So, guys, tell me about how do you guys consider yourself best friend, or you don't limit friendships to that term?
I don't limit friendships to that term. But she's one of my very, very close
Very
friends.
close friends.
Friend that I really trust.
Okay. How did you meet? Let me hear your version. First, before how did you meet? What was your first impression of her?
We are pup.
She's extra.
Extra.
Yeah.
Proper.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact day that we met, but there's a day. Every time I get asked this question, there's one day that comes to mind, and it's the day that Unacho proposed to her. We Will Worship was recording the video for Iyawe. It was in CBD at a rooftop. And we came in, and the first person that said anything was Sindy. She had her engagement ring, and she was just going on. And in my mind, I was like, yo, it's so beautiful that she's happy, but like, you don't know me. But okay. And she's always just been that person.
Yeah.
So Sindy, if you meet to Sindy and Sindy Yakpapela, that's who she
That's
is.
just
It's
who she
either you
is.
get the friendly side of Sindy,
Yeah.
or you get
your neck broken.
yeah.
Okay. So is that your idea of when you first met?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the day I remember.
Okay. Cindy, what's your version? Firstly, what was your impression of her? And your first impression.
I don't recall my first impression.
Because you were bombarding her with your story.
But besides that, Ntokozo likes hiding.
Okay.
She likes hiding. So, man, she was that person. Like,
Okay.
there was that girl that was there, girlfriend king. But
Okay.
that was it,
Yeah.
you know? How did you become friends?
Yeah.
That's a mystery, ma'am. That's still a mystery. Like, every time you get asked,
Yeah.
Asazi. However, just like she said, we met with Will Worship, through Will Worship. I just think the friendship grew organically.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint a day or time
Yeah.
where like, okay, we're intentionally building. No, I think it was just an organic growth kind of friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it happen as a result of just being in the same space all the time and I guess just having conversation until you realize, no, man, we're friends? And you know why? I asked this intentionally because I obviously get a lot of questions about adult friendships. Like, how do I make friends as an adult? And it's that question of, do I shoot my shot? Hey, will you be my friend? Or just be in the space and just start talking to people and see where it leads? Do I give a person the label, oh, we're friends? Like, how does it actually work? Especially because you guys met in adulthood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you answer your question again, ma'am?
Okay, so I get you. It's a loaded question,
Yeah.
but I guess talk me through it. Talk me through making friends in adulthood. Is it a matter of go to spaces of like-minded people? Maybe that's how it happened for you guys, and then just see who you connect with? Or is it a matter of shooting your shot? Hey, I like you, be my friend. Or is it a matter of now you have to announce it's okay, we are friends now? Or just, so basically I want us to talk through that.
So you know what? I think we became friends, or we became closer to each other through the common space, because like community we were in the same community. Our husbands play in the same band. And then we ended up working together in the same band behind the scenes.
Okay.
And so that, I guess, was the tool that helped us, or helped the friendship to become what it was or what it is now. So I'd say it's the common space. It was not an intentional going out looking for friends. In that time, or at that time, I have a lot of people in my life.
Okay,
I would not necessarily say good abangani bam.
Yeah, but you had people.
I had people.
Yeah.
So it was not an intentional, I know I need to become friends with Ntokozo.
Okay.
It just happened. Yeah.
Ntokozo, as an introvert, how does making friends, or how has it worked for you? Have you intentionally introduced yourself, or you find yourself in, I've got a friend?
I'm definitely not the type of person who like intentionally introduces myself to people, or who like reaches out and says, I want to be your friend. I struggle with all of that. So I think my friendships happen organically. But even with that said, I have a lot of women around me, you know, even within We Will Worship. I mean, it's a big band, so there's a lot of wives. But certain people, somehow I've just become extremely close with, like Sindy. I guess I can say out of We Will Worship, she's the one, out of the We Will Worship wives. There's two of them who I can say are my really, really close friends. And then I have another two friends outside of that, you know. So I think it's just people that I gel with, and people who pursue me as well, and who see it's okay, this person is shy, let's try build a relationship. And then once you try build a relationship with me, I'm a person who will just hold on. So
I actually like the different dynamics, because I think you cover for so many different people. There's an aspect of needing to be pursued because of the type of person you are, and then there's an aspect of, I'll introduce myself whether we are friends or not. It's just being friendly and building a community around you. Yeah, that's just extremely, extremely important. So now you guys have, your husband's a friend.
Yes. Building, accountable to each other. Forced accountability.
Explain that dynamic, because I know that dynamic can be tricky, because mostly with, I want to say with couple friends, what we're trying to do is, maybe the girls are really getting along and the husbands are just like, push up. Or the guys are really cool and the wives or partners, the girlfriends just like, don't get along. How did it work out with you guys?
So look, Ukarabo is like Ntokozo, right? And I'm more of a king. And for the fact that me and Ntokozo became friends, I guess then Nakona, they just decided to build. But Karabo, I think...
Karabo being your husband.
Karabo being my husband. Like, likes king. Like, really, like, authentically, likes king. Like, it's an authentic, man, this is my guy. They talk. They are accountability partners
King
as
talks
well.
most of the time, because Nacho's an introvert.
This is true. So it was very easy, man. Like, just everything, how everything just was formed. It was easy. It was not a tug and pull. No, it was just
natural. What was your experience?
I think it's definitely the same. So I mean, King is an extrovert, and he talks a lot, and it's either he likes you or he doesn't, you know. So I do know that he really likes Ukarabo a lot, you know, and he holds him in high esteem. But again, even in their friendship, so like, we tight. Sindy is the type of person who likes video calls. So I became that person. So now I'm that person. Yeah. So, I mean, we video call a lot. She calls, we WhatsApp.
What's a lot?
Every day.
Every day?
No. Every day, 1, 2, sometimes 3 times a day. Sindy's bad. Like,
I'm not that bad anymore.
No, you are. Especially, and this is something that before she was pregnant.
I'm just thinking about it.
And I got into it when she was pregnant. It was her love language.
Yeah.
So she hated phone calls with other people. She wouldn't answer people's phone calls, texts, anything. But she'd constantly want to call me.
So now
because she was pregnant, I thought, let me be kind.
Yeah,
so I'd answer every single time. And every time people wanted her, they would go via me.
They still do. They still do that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like my phone, except when I'm speaking to certain people.
What is it about her that makes you feel so safe?
I can trust her. Like, she's a safe space.
It's weird.
Okay.
Especially in the aspects of what happened last year.
Okay, actually, now that we're here, let's get into it.
get
Okay,
into
wait,
it.
hold on. Firstly, when did your friendship start where you can say, okay, we actually friends now, more or less? Which year?
And when did you get married? The first
2016.
2016.
So 2016. So you've
I
basically
think
been
then.
friends since 2016.
2015.
2015.
2015,
Yeah,
2016.
2015. Yeah,
Okay,
we met in
2015 for you,
2013.
2016 for you.
The reason I'm saying, because if she's making reference to my wedding,
Okay.
we were close up before then, which was 2015, because it was March 2016 when we got married. So
Okay, so
2015.
2015. And then 2021.
Sisi, awuqale ngaku sisi ambuze nge 2021.
2021. 2021, we have do we call it a fallout?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the
I think
fallout.
so.
What happens?
This fallout
Your
is so
story.
weird. My story.
Please look at me. It's a safe space over there. Because I see you out your party like, yeah.
I want to hear her. Yes.
Let's hear your version. What happened?
You know, so 2021. But for me, I can say I started feeling otherwise in 2020. You know, we were working together, and then COVID happened, obviously, and she moved out of the department and went to go start another department.
Yeah.
And she was always like one of the. So as I said, I'm an admin guru. I like doing anything admin related. I don't believe I'm a creative person. You know. So she left, and then I got put into the events management role, you know.
A creative space.
The creative space. And I just felt like I can't do this. And she was constantly one of those people that was just like, you can do this. Constantly encouraging me, sending me scriptures, sending me YouTube videos. And I was just like, you know. So, but what I was experiencing outside of her encouraging me, when it came to the workspace, we were in the WhatsApp groups putting events together, it felt like she wasn't for me, you know, because she every time like she put forth an idea, it felt like she wanted me to execute things the way that
she did it.
the way that she did it, you know. So literally at every point I was just like, I don't know what she's doing. Like, she's encouraging me, but she's not giving me a space to grow in this and to learn and to do things my own way.
Yeah.
So it started to build a bit of resentment in me from the work front, but I wasn't telling her, you know. So literally every time she did something, you know, if we were in a WhatsApp group, I remember we were in a WhatsApp group for, we were doing worship nights under the stars. It was a live recording for the worship team, and it was meant to be indoors, and then it changed to happening outdoors. I can't remember what was the reason that it changed, or it was the numbers thing with the regulations.
It was
numbers, yes.
We're in the thick of COVID.
So Belinda starts the group, and I'm sure it wasn't even 5 minutes. Cindy's sending ideas, and I'm just like,
you haven't given me an opportunity.
I haven't had an opportunity to just, you know.
Yeah.
So all of that, it's like started to be like a build up, and I started to have resentments towards her. She starts Baby Z, I support her, I offer to do admin for her, all that stuff, and silence. She doesn't respond, you know. And she carries on with Baby Z. She launches, we're there, my daughter's there, one of her models, you know. But still, I'm just feeling like I'm your friend and you're not letting me in. Like admin, Cindy and admin.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Same time, she's having issues with her husband. So she's doing this alone. She's not letting Mukarabo in. She's not letting me in. So all of this is a build up for me. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is a friendship. And I don't know if this person really
needs me
or wants me in her life. And then Baby Z started, and then at some point stopped. And even there, she doesn't say, Guti Mgani, this is what's happening. I've decided to put a pause on things.
Yeah.
So all of that, it's like a build up, a build up. 2021. We have a department heads meeting. Cindy and I are sparring partners, and then we decide to speak, and we make an agreement which we're gonna meet afterwards and talk through things. And I say to her,
so by this time you haven't said anything, but there's obviously weird vibes.
There's weird vibes.
Yeah.
And I say to her, I'm like, I don't even think you trust me, you know. And she doesn't get that, because it's just like, okay, but what do you mean? Because I'm like, if I'm your friend, then you should trust me. And then I make mention a bit of the Baby Z thing. But there was no time for us to like talk about it. When we're supposed to meet, the week that we're supposed to meet, I find out that I've got COVID. So obviously,
So now just like,
you know,
now you don't want to see
that's
me too.
isolate. And then from there, I think, and then I found out, same time I found out that I was pregnant, you know.
Sure.
So I think from there, she had been trying for us to meet, and I just constantly made excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chill.
And the one time she sends me this sad voice note, she sounded like she was crying, and I was just like, oh, Kalile with the drama.
Oh my God.
You know, so from there it was
But also a lot's happening in your life.
A lot's happening in my life
and
as
hormones.
well.
We cannot
hormones as well.
Yeah.
So I eventually say to her, you know what, because I'm pregnant, and she always says to me when I'm pregnant, so I had that thing which I will not speak to her in my teleling state. I will wait to be fine.
So
and then so I had said to her, Guti will speak after I give birth. Yo,
Sure.
my gosh, did she not pursue me through people? And that was just making me more and more angry, to a point where I just ended up just feeling like when I talk to her, it will be to officially say,
I'm done.
it's over.
Yeah.
There's no friendship here.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and literally, like, when you're in that state as well, everything a person does feeds into your narrative.
Yes.
You
It
know,
feels very extra. It feels
Yeah.
like you're trying to offend me.
you know, so the one time, because I bake, the one time she orders scones from a lady who bakes at church, I was like, she doesn't
There
like
we
me.
go.
There it is. There it is.
She keeps proving to me. Now you don't want my Scott.
You know,
Okay.
so literally, yeah. So for me, that's what it was.
It
But
was all
also,
good.
there was a point where I felt like she's overdoing it. Like
Yeah.
she's making it bigger than what it is.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how the very same thing that attracts you to a person is the same thing that ends up being that thing where
The
you just
worst
like,
thing.
yeah,
Indeed.
the worst thing. Cindy, your version, ma'am.
Yo, sisters.
You were heartbroken.
My God. Lalela being shown now.
Dead, gone.
Gone.
But
Listen, yeah, so, I mean, I did not understand. Also, when we spoke, ne, I did not understand. Like, I'm going to feed off her story.
yeah,
right?
you're allowed to tell your
Yeah.
own narrative, by the way.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll share my parts,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
If she had communicated, because when she took over the position, the events manager position, she told me, Uguti, she's not a creative.
Yeah.
And what I said, I'll be a creative help, right? You can do it, but I'm behind you. I'm a
Yeah.
WhatsApp away,
Yeah.
right? So when then we are created, like these groups are created, first thing, I said I'm going to be there for
showing
Ntokozo,
up,
right?
yeah.
I'm showing up. I'm going to help her with the creative because she says she's not that person. And if she had told me then, Uguti, ma'am, yehlisa kancane. Yes, I know that
you're
I
doing
said
too
I'm
much.
not a creative person, but let me start first and then I can get your backing
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So she did not communicate. So for me, I'm just like, I'm showing up for this girl.
you're
She's
being
my
a
girl. I'm being a
friend.
friend, right?
Yeah.
And also part of my portfolio then, even though I was in the other department, part of my portfolio was creative direction, right? And so I was doing my part as well. So for her not to communicate, I guess, my post, I said communication happened.
Yeah.
And the friendship, for it to have a fallout, it was the communication. She was feeling all this.
But you don't know about it.
Batangas, right? And here I am on my side. I'm showing up. I'm
Yeah,
doing
you
what
feel
I
like you're being a
can.
good friend.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, fast forward. We do this. So Ntokozo and myself, when COVID hit, literally we'd call maybe even 6 times a day,
Sure.
right? So video
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
Work related, just live, just, because we're isolated,
Yeah.
right? So we just keeping that thing. Ntokozo then moved from where she was and moved over. They had just stuff happening and then had to move where there was no Wi-Fi, right?
Sure.
So manje communication bandwidth akanayo, right?
gone.
So now it's like, okay, I used to talk with this person every day. So I guess, that drifting is
Yeah,
happening.
that's happening,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And
you're
not
watching it happen,
intentionally
yeah.
so, but circumstance,
Yeah.
right? So even when Baby Z happened, or let me say when I took a pause with Baby Z, it was that time where she did not have bandwidth. So even when the process of Baby Z, when I was going through the most with Ukarabo, she was in the loop of everything when Baby Z was happening, right? But when now I took a pause, that's
You're
when
not-
we were not talking much,
Yeah.
right? Hey, yeah, fast forward 2021, we were meant to meet, and then she was pregnant. COVID, just a lot of things happened, right? And then, ngapha, okay. From my side, from where I was sitting, I was just like, okay, now how do I show up? And I even sent her that voice note, that sad voice note she's talking about. It's okay, fine. I see all of this is happening.
Yeah.
We still need to talk. There's stuff, man. There's like this.
Yeah.
Like, so how do I show up as a friend right now in the season that you're in? What's your expectation of me? Oh no, be my friend.
What does that look like?
No, never. Okay, yeah, be my friend. Oh, so when I sent her the voice notes, we did that worship night. I think it was the second worship night after the Under the Stars one. And she was setting up merchandise and, sitting in the foyer. So I'm talking to her, but like it's cold. Like the friendship, the conversation is very shallow. Like, so I'm sending a message and I say, girl, I feel like
something's off.
Yeah, something's off. We need, Then she said, Guti, no, I still want you to be my friend. Like right now, what you're sensing is that I'm not fond of people, right? Because pregnancy, hormones, So I'm just like, okay, cool. Expectation, still be my friend. Okay. Then we chat for a few days on WhatsApp. Hey, yeah, when I knew Guti, girl. Guti, hi. Usually say, hi, Mgani, and hi.
Hi.
And then like one word answers. And I'm just like, okay, Segu,
Couldn't you
weird.
add a flower? I don't know.
You didn't want me to call her Sins.
Like, hey, Sins, hi. And I'm just like, okay, this is weird. This is not how we communicate, right?
And you know what, guys? Energy does not lie.
Man.
You could be in Australia, but
Yeah.
energy does not lie.
Not at all.
Continue, ma'am.
Not at all. So, baby the girl, I'm just like, this is weird. Okay, she says, I need to show up as a friend for her, but she's shutting me out, And I mean, I know Uguti, she's not okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in the dark here. I even speak to my mentor. Fam, this is what's happening. Ntokozo is not willing to talk to me. I'm pursuing her. Uguti, because I believed at that time, Uguti, we can talk about anything as friends. Like,
did you have an idea at the time that maybe it's because you pushed a little too hard with the whole events thing, or you were completely like
I was
clueless?
I was clueless.
In the dark. Yeah,
I was clueless because I was just like, okay, let me try. Think Uguti Nkenzeni,
What did
and
I do?
I
Yeah.
replayed all the encounters that I had with her. And I'm just like, I did nothing. I don't see it. And then our mentor, which is our senior pastor, she was like, I tell Uguti, look, I don't know what's happening with this friendship. I don't think Ntokozo wants to be my friend anymore.
Oh, and I didn't at that time.
Sure.
And I don't even know why.
Sure.
And her first thing was like, I don't see you without Ntokozo. I don't see Ntokozo without you. So this thing is going to be fixed.
Who's fixing it?
Who's fixing it? Because I got phone.
Yeah.
Like,
what do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do? Let's hold the rock. Bamba leliche. I was just like,
there must be a rock in my marriage. Now must be rocking children. Now
ma'am,
kuningi.
Ntokozo, firstly, in 2021, she's like, it's a big milestone. She's pregnant, right?
First baby.
Second
baby, yeah.
I was there for her baby shower.
Yeah.
I was there for Umshato. I actually did her weddings, all her weddings, right? I did her baby showers. I did her
So now
bridal.
it's like,
Now, kukoni gender reveal.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not there. So when we're talking and we're okay, I'm just like, okay, so do you want me to plan? No, I'm sorted. I want you to be there when I find out. In my head, what that translated to, Uguti, when she's popping, hey, it's a boy.
Yeah.
I'm there. Ma'am, social media. That's where I found out. Right?
I'm trying not to be hurt.
I did. Social media.
Oh my gosh.
And
Sure.
then
I'm sure that was painful.
That was painful,
Yeah.
right? And then again, now in my head, I'm just like, okay. Actually, when I found out, I was meant to shoot content with the Garab, and I had asked Garab. And then like, oh, let's go shoot content. Let's just cut saying because
I can't do this.
I can't.
What's happening with the husband's friendship?
They're okay.
They do their own thing.
They're okay. Now let's just cut. Now you king, and we'll blame it on hormones. He's also in the dark box because when he gets home,
Okay. Nakhona there's
born.
yeah,
So tense.
Gadelelwa.
Yeah, pretty much. So then I'm like, do I actually does she even want me to be at her baby shower? Do I even plan her baby shower? I've planned all the other things. So what do I do now? What do I do now?
Yeah.
Like she's mean. Like she's mean.
Yeah.
She was very, very mean.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm just like,
mean.
oh ma'am. Hongani.
It sounds like
I'm a homo.
But you know what? Yeah, homo.
It's homo.
I
It's
get it because I think I'm a mean person and I'm pregnant too, so we get it.
You know what's for me,
Yeah.
sorry to interject. Like one thing I learned about like our thing was the whole thing of communication and miscommunication.
Yes.
So even on the day when she was sad about the gender reveal,
Yeah.
I sent, so she's part of quite a few WhatsApp groups that I'm part of. So I shared it. I remember sharing the video on the We Will Worship WhatsApp group, the video of our gender reveal, and then on another prayer group and stuff. Her husband comments and congratulates us because it's a boy. She says nothing.
But she's your best friend, don't you think?
And
she
now I'm
wanted-
just like, so that feeds into it as well.
Oh,
She's pursuing, but she
okay.
doesn't even say anything. Mara,
Sure.
we're always talking. She wants to do gifts for the child. Njani. So all of it was feeding into it because Mina, I'm just like, agasho no kusho next.
So you're getting a lot of negativeness from her, and she's feeling excluded.
Exactly. As you
And
are.
everyone is valid. Everyone's feelings are valid.
Yeah.
Finish your story.
Okay. So the baby shower comes. I am invited, but everybody who was invited to the shower was part of a WhatsApp group, you know? So I'm just like, okay. And my admin, though, are the people like the planners. So there are a few things that was done. I was just like, okay, don't you think we should? Because, I mean...
You've done everything
the
else.
girl.
And you're...
And then I was just like, you know what? Actually, I'll just go and drop off the gifts and then I'll leave. It was hard. That morning of the baby shower.
Oh, man.
Cried the whole day. The whole day. And I dropped off the gift. She
had
took
tissues,
pictures.
Are you getting emo? I'm so sorry. Do this. This is a safe crying space. I cry all the time here.
Oh my
All the
gosh,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dropped off the gift and I left.
Sure.
And that was that. I mean, also, Kona, the time we were asked, Kuti, give me the name of Mtanako so I can, when you introduce him to the world, the name will be there because I wanted to print like a vest for him. Haike, do you know what the name of the baby is? Oh, she agreed, right?
Yeah.
Later, I don't know, I need to confirm with my husband. Then, okay, I'm asking again, do you know now the name? No, we chose not to disclose this. I'm just like, Haike, you are
I know
back
my
at
place.
your hormones.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I know my place.
I know my place. And I left it as that. The day she gave birth, we were at a Will Worship First Friday. She was in hospital, obviously.
Yeah.
And after like the set, people are coming out. Oh my gosh, Sindy Ntokozo won't. And I'm just like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
That was that.
Yeah. I'm sure that felt like...
Man, like at every point, actually, like it was big milestones. Your gender reveal, your baby shower, your like, you know, it was just like a kick.
moments you don't want to miss of a friend. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was shame. It was a rough year for me. As in like worse than 2020 when I went through stuff with Karabo. Really, like
So your
friendship break
hurt more.
up was bad. Was
Sure.
bad. Also because I think I did not know what I had done wrong. So I'm just like, okay,
Do you
I'm
apologize?
mistreated.
Do you not? Like, what do you do? Where
What
are you?
am I
Where do you
apologizing
stand?
for? I'm that person. I'm not going to say sorry.
Yeah.
If
I
there's
don't
no
know why.
apology.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if a person says sorry, there needs to be atonement. I need to know why I'm saying sorry.
Yeah.
So that I can change
So that-
and repent.
yes,
you
yes,
know?
yes.
So if I'm saying sorry for in.
Yeah.
You know?
can't just
I can't just. Because then that's not authentic. And I'm such a strong believer of
authenticity.
Nazo,
Yeah.
of authenticity.
So,
Nako.
when did you give birth?
March this year.
March
4th of
this
March,
year.
Yeah.
Wait, so March this year, you guys were still going through it
Yes.
since
We only spoke
2020.
in April. Beginning of April, I think. Yeah.
Who started that conversation?
Cindy did.
I did, because
At every point, she was, honestly speaking, she was pursuing. Because I reached a point where I was just like, it's okay, I'm done. So even
Do you think you really genuinely didn't care for the friendship because of the space you were in, or was it just like it's too far gone? Where do I even start?
There was a lot happening.
Even just
definitely.
in your own personal life.
In my own personal life, but I mean, I guess even within the friendship, I mean, we definitely can't talk about other people that are not here.
Yeah.
But there was a lot happening.
Yeah.
You know, and I had friends that I was speaking to, and I mean, I remember two of my friends, Ukinelo and Otlolo, when I was speaking to them, they constantly said to me, "You're valid in how you're feeling about Sindy, but you need to tell her."
Yeah.
You know, because she doesn't understand.
She has no idea.
You know, so you need to tell her so that if she is in the wrong, she hears it from you, you know. But to break up a friendship and not tell the other person, it's
not fair.
It's not fair, you
Yeah.
know. But I did get to a point where I was like, I mean, I don't care. So even the day that I went to her for us to speak, and the reason I even went to her was because I had said, so I wanted to honor my word. I mean, I remember that day. I went there with this attitude. She doesn't know me. I'm going to break her. I'm going to show her.
Sure.
And I got there and we were just chatting. It was even awkward. You know, I went with my son because he was a bit sickly in the morning. So I just took him.
Was he really? Or was it just a
No, he was.
Okay.
Not him, actually. No, he was fine. My 4-year-old daughter who's got
okay.
asthma. She was not feeling well.
Okay.
So I didn't want to leave both kids.
Yeah.
You know, because he was just under a month. Ne?
Yeah, I mean, if it's
Under a
April,
month,
yeah.
So, I mean, I went there Vele, with this thing and go, okay, let me just get this over and done with. But she will know me. That was the attitude that I went with. So, like, we're having small talk and stuff. Just a bit of a catch-up. Awkward, though. It was tense.
Yeah,
I don't
I
want to lie.
can almost feel it.
And and then as Sindy started, because I said to her, you know what? Because you've basically made a big deal of this. Go ahead and start and say, you know.
That's a harsh way to ask
Man,
someone.
And as she started speaking, she spoke and then she started crying. At that moment when she started crying, the Holy Spirit was like, you know better. You know, like you came here, Vele, with the intentionality to break another person apart, but you're not me. You've also got your own fault. So we're not going to do that here. I was just like,
Think about Holy Spirit, though.
I'm just like, yo, okay, like for the past 12 what months, I haven't really cared, but now I'm supposed to care.
Yeah.
And it was at that moment where like, it was almost like that stone that was in my heart, blocking my heart, like literally broke, you know.
Yeah.
And then I genuinely listened to her heart, and then I spoke as well, you know, my heart, and I got to tell her how I was feeling. Because honestly speaking,
you feel like you heard her?
and also, it was my first time seeing Sindy cry, you know, and it would have been easy for me to say, she's faking. But at that moment, and I don't care who says what, people who are listening are going to say, Sindy. At that moment, those tears were genuine. You know, I saw another side of Sindy. I saw her heart in that moment when she was speaking to me, you know, and I was just like, I can't believe that I allowed myself to hurt a person like this.
Sure.
Not because how I had been feeling was not valid, but to treat a person like I had been treating her, you know, because I had one specific friend who I was constantly speaking to, and I wasn't saying nice things about Sindy, you know, and that hit me as well. Guti, I was telling the wrong person.
Sure.
You know, so it hit me also at that time. How hard it was for me as well, you know, and how much our friendship actually did matter to me.
To you, yeah.
You know, so...
Yeah. But you know what I love, and I want to almost emphasize, is that in hearing her and in seeing her heart, you still don't invalidate how you felt. Because that's still true
good.
for you.
Yeah.
And I think the most complicated thing in relationships and in friendship is that it's almost like, okay, because you're more wronged, then my pain doesn't matter anymore. Let's stick to you. And that's why then we build resentment and things don't end up. Yeah. But I think how you get to that place of reconciliation is where my pain matters in its totality. And your pain matters in its totality.
I think going away from that, like after she left, I was just like, shucks. I mean, obviously I thought I had done nothing wrong, right?
Yeah.
Until she said
Yeah.
her side of the story. And I was like, okay. I had to go and introspect. I'm like, okay, how can I become a better friend? You know, because I'm showing up, right?
Yeah.
But is she feeling seen? Is she feeling loved in the way I'm showing
the
up?
way
Am
she wants you to
be
show up?
loved?
Yeah.
Yes. Am I giving her the love language that she needs at that time? Even though what I'm doing is good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily what she wanted
Yeah.
then.
It's not good for her.
It's not good for her,
Yeah.
right? So I had to go away. I'm just like, okay, clearly, I'm an extrovert. I'm here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to be, okay, Guti, just check in, Guti, okay, are you still okay? Are you fine?
Yeah.
You know, and not assume, Guti, everything is okay.
Did you feel heard and seen?
Yes, I did. But at first, I was just like, I looked at him and I was just like, you caused me pain.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's what it was.
That's what it felt like,
That was the hormones, right? Because
Yeah.
when it's all said and done,
Yeah.
her pregnancy showed me flames.
Yeah.
Like, umntana ke
Just like,
bengakangithandi.
food,
You know?
Yeah.
But I heard her. I heard her.
And she heard you.
And she heard me. And
Okay.
that was good enough for me. Godwa.
Okay.
After she left, then she started texting me. Right? And I was just like, now I need to make room for this person again in my life. That, like I said, I'd forgiven, right?
Yeah.
Because we reconciled and we just like, look, one step at a time.
Yeah.
We're gonna rebuild.
Did you
right?
go with the intention of fixing or the intention of, okay, asibenje, let's be okay?
So I was just like, because Bengas good what I had done,
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, I will hear. If I need to apologize, I will apologize.
Okay.
Right? But she was my best friend.
Yeah.
Right? I looked at her as like, okay, this is my best friend. And this is why it was so painful.
So hard,
You know,
yeah.
I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I have other friends,
Yeah.
right? And they were there for me. Like,
Yeah.
I dearly appreciate and love them.
Yeah. But you call her 6 times. Surely
Ma'am?
that counts for something.
Lalela, she knows a lot
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah.
life. And so she was
Yeah.
not my friend for a few good months,
Yeah.
I guess, or
Almost
a
a
year.
year, yeah.
And then now I need to make room for this person in my life again. I said to her, okay, I forgive you, right? But what does that forgiveness look like? Walking it out. So I was faced with that evening of where she was just like, now we can text to girl.
Yeah, like things now must go back to normal.
Things must go back to normal. And I'm just like, sheesh, okay. What does that look like, Cindy?
Sure.
You've forgiven this person. You need to be okay and forgive yourself also. You know? And that was that. And I was just like, okay, I am gonna take it one step at a time. And then the following week or a few weeks after, it was her daughter's birthday. And it was Gubo,
Yeah.
right? And also, all along, I'm just grappling with, okay, Ntokozo's back in my life. What does that look like? Walking this out. And then I got to Ntokozo's home. Her mom, her brother, her dad embraced me. I was just like, I
Okay,
get.
back. Let's rock.
And then this one friend that was there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, ma'am. Bofigile, but the daughter has arrived.
The daughter of this house has arrived.
The daughter, the
Yeah.
sister
Yeah.
of this
I
house.
think that was weird as
Yeah.
well, you know, because my friend Kinelo arrived just before Abosinde. So even for her, did she arrive before? She arrived before.
Yeah.
So Sindy comes in and she's busy at kitchen. Now she's, you know,
Yeah.
sorting things out for me and stuff.
So
So I hadn't really told Ginelo that we've reconciled.
okay.
So
now it's
she's, I can see she's sitting there with this thing of, so even later
Insakalan.
afterwards when she called me, I can see she wants to ask,
Yeah,
Guti,
but it's like, how do I?
like, what is, you know, she left it anyways, you know, and eventually I send her a message. I'm like, oh, Cindy and I have reconciled. And she's like, you're not going to send me a text.
You're gonna tell me about
You
it.
need to tell me in person.
Yeah.
You know, so when I finally had the sit down with her, I think one of the things that I appreciated, she was like, okay, I hear you. Number one, do you think she was genuine when she cried? And then number two, did you tell her everything? Did you tell her
Yes.
this? Did you tell her that? You know, and I so appreciated that about her because it's so easy to say, no, we've reconciled.
fine,
but
but-
now I'm sitting here and I haven't told her. Which I used to tell
Everything.
people that she stinks.
Yeah.
Example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's not what. That's not literal.
What?
You know?
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that. And it was so good because Cindy and I had already said, Guti, there's a lot, you know, and we're just going to use the time to just unpack. As we go along, we'll just unpack, you know. So, I mean, that's exactly what we do, you know. Sometimes most clearly, then you're like, oh, actually, you know, there was a time when I felt like, you know, and it's sometimes really, it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. Some of the things it's hard to say to her. Some of the things it's hard to receive. But it's good because I feel like we really genuinely unpack it.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you guys feel like you're more vulnerable with each other now than you were before, or do you feel like you're still building up to that?
I think there are parts. One thing that Ntokozo said to me when we were like having that discussion, Uguti, she did not, because I said, you could only speak to me. I thought our friendship is based on being real and true. And she's like, friend, I couldn't come to you and speak to you. And, you know, and that for me was a blow in the face. I was just like, sheesh, kanjani,
Yeah,
because I'm just like, I'm always there, but I've always had this thing in my mind, Uguti, if you know us in our community, they know Sindy and Ntokozo to be the bluntest people ever. And that's what I thought. Like, Guti, you know, no matter how hard the truth is, you're going to speak to me.
Yeah.
Which was not the case. And so I think from there, her telling me that, I had to go away and say, look, okay, there are things that I need to change. And how then do I become a better friend? How do I become a better safe space for my friends, right? And how do I show up? But speaking of it now, in terms of vulnerability, I think I'm vulnerable. I think we're at a place of vulnerability. The other day, Kati, ma'am, I need accountability because we're doing like a sex series in Sontweni, right?
Oh, okay.
And talking about sexual purity.
Yes, Diana told me about it.
And I was just like, I don't think I am as pure as I thought I was.
She's dramatic as well, as you
so
see.
I just need accountability, you know? And I think for me, that's it. That's the space where one needs to be vulnerable. Where
Being
you
able
can
to be ugly and be
yeah,
accepted.
I don't have to put on a facade and I can just be without her judging me, you know? And I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
From my
Your perspective.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel like you were more vulnerable then, or you are more vulnerable now, or you're at least building towards that?
I'm definitely more vulnerable now.
Okay.
I'm in a place where I can be honest with her. You know, it wasn't the same before.
Yeah.
I couldn't be honest and say, okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You know, in moments where I try, Sindy being Sindy, she just wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
So I think I got to a point where I was like,
It's
my
not
honesty is
worth it.
rejected. So I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
You know, but now, I mean, I'm able to say, I don't like this, I don't, you know, and I think that's definitely good. You know, the boundaries are there with the video calls as well. She knows that cut off time, don't call her, you know?
Yeah.
And she respects that, so I'm happy about that.
You know what's, I'm trying to not use the word crazy, but almost crazy about the dynamics of two different personalities is that because you're more introverted and you're extroverted, it almost seems as if whatever you do is excused because and I think I can almost relate to Usindu that, because now I'm hearing you say, Guti, she wouldn't listen to me, Usindi being Sindy, right? And I get what you mean from your perspective, but from her perspective, what does that mean? Where does that actually come from?
Sure. And what does... So this is the question that I also ask all the time.
Yeah.
Especially regarding marriage.
Yes.
Because it's also the same thing.
It's the same thing,
It's like,
100%.
okay, why is it that extroverts always need to come to a compromise?
Yes.
I'm an introvert, I feel anyone.
Or as the...
When are we fitting?
Yeah, and also as the... And maybe we're ganging up on you because we're extroverts, but I think as the extroverts, it almost seems like you're more wrong because you're loud.
That's true.
Yes.
You know, and like I said, both points are valid.
100%.
But from the outside, and you even mentioned it can seem like it was Usindi, simply because Usindi is the loud person. But I'm so glad you guys actually managed to just share the intricate parts, because we look at social media and we look at selfies and pictures and you think there's vulnerability.
Yeah.
Until something happens and you realize that, oh, shucks, we actually didn't really know each other. Only now we are building. You know? So
it definitely magnify the cracks that were in the friendship.
Yeah.
And which is good.
Yeah.
I think it was a needed fallout in order for us to become who we are today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys, have you guys had other friendship breakups that never recovered?
I have.
Yeah. Sindy, have you?
Mina, I think I'm such a loving friend. You know, I've had people who are mean to me, and then it's about quickly or whatever. Then they come back and they come back, and I'm just like, okay, let's do life.
Okay.
You know, it might not be as it was then, but it's okay. Like,
it's fine.
Yeah.
So Ntokozo, this is my question again to you is because as we grow, we evolve, and some people keep their friendships from high school, and it's beautiful, and some people don't. So, but you've had the opportunity to reconcile. So how do you know that this season has ended and it's ended? And how do you know it's okay? It was just something that happened, and I have to continue with this person, or I should continue with this person.
I think it's a choice. I really think it's a choice. And I say this because with the friendship of mine that broke up, I just chose to not fight for it, you know. And the reason I chose to not fight for it is this friend of mine had been feeling wronged for close to 10 years.
Okay.
You know, it was like a scheme vibe, you know. So the friend was feeling wronged for close to 10 years, but in that 10 years, I was not told. You know, so like finally when the friend burst, it's like Tingu kipela my file on this and this and this and this day. And in that moment, I realized that nothing I could have done was going to be right for this person, you know. So either I continue in a friendship and I grovel for the rest of my life, or I apologize and move on, and genuinely you know what I mean? So I think sometimes it's a choice, you know. Seasons exist. We're Christians, we believe in seasons and all, and it's true, they exist. But sometimes you just need to make a choice and just say, is this worth your time? Is it worth your energy? Is it worth your emotional capacity and all of that? So I made a choice to just say, I love you, you're great people. I'm sorry I hurt you the way that I did. I didn't know in the years that we were together that I was hurting you. But I think for our peace, let's just part ways. It's okay.
Outside of Sindy's tears, and seeing her heart on the day, what made you decide, actually, I want to continue?
God.
Okay.
God. I'm not going to, that was it. When my husband picked me up that day, I got into the car and I said to him, I can't believe I had been so cruel over the past year. You know, God taught me something about myself. You know, so it was God.
You know, this, I think it's in Ezekiel, I'm not sure of the scripture, but where it says, I always prayed that God take this heart of stone and make it in a heart, or take this heart of stone and give me a heart of flesh, a heart that feels. And sometimes, even in our marriages with people, with communities, sometimes our hearts are so hard that we don't see other people, and it just takes God literally saying, okay, let me give you a heart that feels. And all of a sudden it's as if something is lifted off and you see people in a different, completely different light.
But I think that requires you to be obedient.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? It requires you to surrender.
Yeah.
If you don't surrender, if you are going to be, this is me, I'm going to do this, self-sufficient, then that's never going to happen.
And that's why I think the scripture says, you're the one who's asking. God is not, you're the one who's saying, God, take this heart of stone and you give me a heart that feels. So we need to be in a place where, like you said, it's a choice. Because whether God wanted it to work or not, if you didn't decide to open up your heart, things wouldn't have worked out. Because one thing God's not going to do, He's not going to force His will on us. So,
That's on that.
But do you guys feel like you're in a good place now? Actually, what made you want to be public about it? Because I mean, it happened in April, so it's not too long ago. Because I'm sure there's the risk of, what if it's too soon? What if we fall out again?
So look,
she threatened me. I'm joking.
Where? So look, I believe in being authentic. I believe in showing the good. I believe in showing the ugly on my social platform. So even when I went through stuff with Ukarabo, I shared that. When I went through stuff with Ntokozo, I decided to share it, but I asked for permission first. So before even posting, I was just like, look, I'm going to post about us. This is the caption.
Are you okay with it?
Are you okay? And she said, okay. And that's that. And for me, just the response that I got from just that post, that was God also. I was just like, you know, just a lot of people are going through stuff. Nobody actually speaks about friendship breakups. Friendship breakups are
A real
like
thing.
they're really like hard.
And
they're
hard.
really, really hard. So I think for me, just posting that was just like, you know what? If it just ministers to one person, if it reconciles or restores a friendship with just one, I have done my part.
Sure.
I've done my part.
How do you guys manage your different schedules? Like, I know for us as friends with my girlfriends, we've had to have the honest conversation of firstly, what the other person's love language looks like.
Yeah.
Secondly, what the other person's life looks like. And thirdly, what the other person's communication looks like. So, for example, another friend would want to call any time of the day. And so, for example,
That's
I have a
me.
friend. So, for me, I have a friend. So, Label, for example, is a caller. And she's one who will call any time of the day. And I'm a scheduler, so I schedule calls, right?
Wow, man.
So,
Wow,
yeah,
yes.
I schedule calls. So I would get frustrated that she's calling me, and now but now that's what she does. It's her
She
love
feels
language,
unloved,
you know.
yeah.
But now we came to a place of I understand what her love language is, and she now understands the type of person I am. So now we've come to a compromise where between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. she can call me, because that's when I don't need a schedule, and it works really. And every time she calls now, it's exciting. It's amazing. Whereas before, what's my question? Now I'm out here telling you all my business.
You're asking about
how you manage
experience,
the different. Yes. So the different ways of
schedules.
expression, the time schedules, and the family dynamics.
I think what helps on our end is the community that we're in. So most of the time we're in common spaces.
Yeah.
So we see each other irrespective. Like Ntokozo, I mean, she has resigned from Ntokozo, right? And she's working elsewhere, but she's still serving. So we see each other then.
Yeah.
But then I guess we also make time where we're just like, okay, I'm coming over. There was a time where I was just not okay at home. And I was just like, ma'am, what are you doing at 5 o'clock? And she's like, oh no, I'm just at home. I'm coming. I just need to breathe. I don't want to be at home. And I think that's our friendship really. It's just, there's a lot of flexibility.
Okay.
I would think.
I think there is.
do you
I was gonna say, like, there's no schedule.
Yeah.
There's definitely nothing like that. But I would say I think Sindy might be busier than me, because with me I'm busy, right? But most of the things I do, even if I'm doing admin, I'm doing it at home.
Yeah.
So
There's that flexibility.
there's that flexibility on my end. Cindy is the one who's mostly busy
I'm the
with
needy one.
Yeah.
I'm the
She-
needy one.
You're
And
the
she's-
busy one, but also the caller.
yeah,
So she said
and the
every time you
neediest.
get a message, you just
Yeah, it's me. Also, like maybe
When are
there'll
you guys
be
coming over
events.
to my house? Okay, we'll be there.
How did you create the video call boundary? How was that? Was that hard to create?
Okay, when I said boundary, I think now, because of where we're at, right? When
Yeah.
she calls and I'm unable to answer, I'll just send her a message to say, I'm in a meeting, I'm busy with the report.
Yeah.
And she takes it.
Yeah.
Before it was different. You
Yeah.
could sense,
I got understand.
head, like,
Yeah,
and now
yeah,
you're just
yeah.
like, okay, what must I
Yeah.
stop and then I would stop what I'm doing to,
Jeez. So
you
now
know?
you're compromising yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, it's chilled. Like,
Okay.
literally, I mean, there'll be times where I'll say, no, I'm busy in a meeting in an hour. I'll
Yeah.
call you back.
Yeah.
And then she'll just send me, if I don't call in an hour, then
She's
she
like,
just sends
sorry.
an emoji.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Okay,
Oh, I
calling you back. But you know what? In all of this, I think what I'm hearing is it takes time.
It does.
It takes time. We learn to understand each other. I keep mentioning Untando Gunene, but Untando mentioned it when I asked her about friendship, and she said the same grace that we give to boyfriends and husbands, we should give to our friends. And also, you should work with someone's track record. If you know that no matter what, this person has always been there, that one time when they can't pick up the phone, have the grace to think the best instead of thinking the worst. But it takes time, guys.
It does.
Human
It really
beings,
does.
we are grown. We have a lot going on.
It's a lot.
But friendship is beautiful.
Friendship is beautiful, and it's important that we know what our friendships are built on. The foundation of a friendship is important. What do we want in a friendship?
Sure.
Because if you don't know that, then everything is a mess. Like, what are we doing? You know?
and if you want different things as well, you know, because it's so easy to think, you're walking in the same path. We're friends. We want the same things.
Sure.
Kanti, you want that, and that friend wants that. And I think that's the other thing as
Sure.
well. That's very important.
What has friendship taught you? This friendship specifically taught you?
To love and love genuinely.
To love and love genuinely. Sindy?
I'll go deeper. Okay, a little deep. To think the best of a person, even if you're going through it.
Sure.
You know, it's important.
Yeah.
Just like you were saying, Uguti, just because there's that one time that person doesn't show up, doesn't mean Uguti, like it discredits everything else.
Yeah.
No, just show up. And I think actually just pursue your friendships, guys. You know, sometimes we don't know what we're going through, like what the next person is going through. Pursue your friendship irrespective. Even if you look like a clown.
Yeah.
I'm here. You're alive. My friendship is back, and we are just rebuilding.
And you
it's
clowned on, ma'am.
you know, and it's okay. Like perseverance,
Yeah.
you know, just like what the word says, or what I like saying is, love God and love people.
Love God and
Love
love
people.
people.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the end of our conversation. There's so much more that I wanted to talk about, but you know what? I think I just learned about being genuine, and highlight is communication. It's insane how two people could be in the same situation having different experiences.
100%.
And when we communicate and we open our hearts up, a lot can happen. But also choosing. Do we have the same vision?
Yeah.
Do we want to walk this life together? And it's okay to not want to walk life with someone else. Just be genuine and be kind about it. And if you want to walk life with someone, then love and love
Be in
genuinely.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye.
It's the holidays, and we all know it's gifting season. Spoil your loved one with Dis-Chem Delivered. Shop all things gifting on the Dis-Chem app and have your goodies delivered to you in just 60 minutes. That's right, there's no need to leave the house this festive. Dis-Chem Delivered. From us to you, on demand.